Alaikum jibe la kamol be konto mi yalon ko le ben jibe kanyim tembola reality tv gambia mon to nale programme to kotanke ka ko mi ko adi current scene ada min yalon kon ka jibe roke fannala min keda politiko de anen ko min bo nyama especially ko mi tambi kam bakko kam nyin tembe dala abi tendin drong velen nata kalun taw tiya ha programme to min keda de alhaji mamadi kurandi am molti mi yalon ko alon da baake kambe banko nyin kanne kabring sangi jamal ko man to janni man sakunda ba falina kanana ko sidan bitilola natal bakka jaso landa kukala drum babulala ate alhaji mamadi kurang anin jibelal suno ko bismillah mr kurang.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum. Abaraka. Ngamul be kontong be ke program o jibe kontan tabake ni kachato ka nyomoy bankola ko ay important tale.
Abaraka bake mr kurang just ka tariandi mulbala fle amoli alon jumalo mr kurang de bigos ngajele kabunan 2016 presidential election o kabinga sida adi amo siada bakale mo jamal ba fogan amole le tambita coalition o nyaata min gira his excellency president adam boroti mo jamal malong anin karawni fanana fanala mo jamal ba nyinin karo de ba fam falen do nyanta kala awu fanande pour kaje molto nyam ko leba siran o nyini la ay la londo so ko nyam ka ba dinkala bakale ajmalo mr kurang di awluta mun dola adundar politiko ko nyaati.
Mashallah, nte Kurang maalaji mawdi Kurang wuluta nyamina Kurang na karam ngati jele after nata banjul na primary school completed nata motaje nata St. Augustine St. Marfolo St. Mary's Primary nata St. Augustine nata ala nata ke nata karam la Malaysia na ekonom skaranje kon nata na karam mum soto ikafay Jollof tutors ko sanyi mo gamol karandi je funding ke on ke karandi accounting management and in computer so na umbe wala kono na ta janinga dum politiko kono do ko ke company fanaliye bring Gambia for Liberia je ani region na teaching ke banku jamaat fanan so na ta dum politiko kono janinga dum politiko kono kabri changes ke 2017 na do ko ke jane commission as the executive secretary no ke sanji kili kabro motaje 2021 janna kasi na interest to kadum politiko ko
okay janni be tambila politiko ko no Jollof tutos mo jamale mr kurang lon no wala baake ya fu nyama skulo daraja nya baake banko nyi kan ko ngajale after during the change of government Jollof tutos ronta wati dantana mine kata skulo en so.
No, I mean, Jollof tutors like Yal Projament, for it has been existing for 20 years, covering 2000, 2001. Medokola Numban, Kabinga Jebla decide to help young people of the country. Kuruka Londo Soto, Londo me along ko mobe mang o chance soto kuruka ta Bantala Banko to coming from Malaysia. Karaje on the Malaysia nata accounting nata interest sort of chartered accountancy which is UK but internationally recognized. So Purka Gambia dinil mo akoy ka course ke me along ko is internationally recognized. Wala atin nga Jollof initiative form because nga jela akatama nyameng in Malaysia. So nga form ay sanji mo anke exist rene because yalo tumo mo yalo ne kabri 1994 kabri changes keta secondary school jamal le lota Gambia. Thanks to the APRC government, but it was secondary school need hipareta puya continendi aka koleale. So wona take kuti me alon kay mol be jakale because need anta secondary school ni man londo la fa membe makoy no la pour ka doko ke ika batale. So now leje at that time in the year 2000 2001 mata nyanga me je Malaysia as work no janne. So what more ngas initiative in start at the Canifing estate with Mombe steering na onkulia. Now initiative start with the youth. I was a member of the youth association. So I start in Canifing estate, moved to Jem, but I ended at Kairawa Avenue. So over that 20 years, a lot of people, maybe Safonoko, Ninkumu, 10,000 or 20,000 people currently different ways. But Kabring yes, so changes like at 2017. There are issues certainly with the authorities even before 2017, but not to the extent because the only issue was main issue was Ndolko main currently is professional, is externally examined. So and model I feel maybe at the government level, is not an excuse. It should be they are more interested in non-external courses but internally examined procedures. So this ideological conflict, it's not even a material conflict as such. So what ideological conflict? I believe for 2017 Kabra happened and there Janet Commission, serving as a Janet Commission as a secretary. But in that call me along ko majenun kabri ya jamme bijam. Kana ka business o ta me along ko Gambian wala business wala mu ka nyapya kan ka sorom patap dalila kama dalilo me along ko amanke dalila timensi nyimbanko batandi or ando mensi tora kunati. So when surprised that I was secretary of Janet Commission, I believe at that moment maybe I have some political connotation.
So you have because of your resignation from the Janet Commission, maybe all the government stepped up to school.
No. Long before my resignation.
Okay.
Yeah, Kabrimba resigned the Janet Commission. Waterley almost the issue from a result.
Okay.
So just as commission was starting, I mean, no problem with that stuff.
Okay.
So I remember from covering Abizorana, Mojamalga, do fang, they told the commissioner, you are trying to, be criticize people or audit people, even you yourself, you are not, you are not doing what you are supposed to do. I saw that as very irrelevant. But on the more serious note, for me, it was a shock because near Jollof Jive, Cabral, covering 20,000, 2,000, up to now. Jollof Monkey could me along on the coding in LJ. In fact, the fan and half no dunta me along Seattle, including my family, Nana Cordal Waffle to see Jollof going. Nanyim Banko Bula Qatar study in other parts of the Qatar Dokola and in other countries like Liberia to hustle and bring money to a student or sponsor. So near Jollof like history give Bibi Nimbe interview la ni play Molba la Moela and will never tata Jollof like. Ni ala tema I told you Jollof at any moment. Almost half of the students make a scholarship that I sponsor, I allow poor people to come. Yes. Particularly 2017. 2017, a special initiative like it because of Motana Library, I was doing consultancy. And maybe I don't need the money, but people need the education. So around the country, my student or native from all the high schools around the country, 90% of them were on scholarship. Yes. So Mansakunda Nata Watom and Kebulo Lankan, 90% of the students were on scholarship.
So Walla Karang Nashita.
Walla Karang Nata law for 1 year. And these are very poor people. Okay. Some of them frustrated Abula. Some were patient, about half of them, about 50 students, they left. And today they are working, they are teaching, they are doing things. After the closure, when the issue was resolved, they came back. But why the closure? Because business don't go. Kila from Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Ako janibe mola baludula sorona amari fatak wala fisa. So nina ta yenna business was so long Mealonko is operating for 20 years and survived under a dictatorship. Democracy come and then people just without going to court, you just close people down because you have the authority to do it. I may it and it's a reflection of the change in governance that came after Yahya Jammeh left.
So what are you trying to portray there? It depends on the government change the way of governance coming because Jammeh was a dictator ngajal democracy in national school.
Yeah, Jammeh was a dictator. Yes, everybody knows myself. But everybody knows Jammeh and he is very close to education. Whether it's genuine or not, Gambians can tell. I cannot tell, but I know that we show what I make into education. Now Kabrin told me we have issues with the education. Jammeh but in Jammeh's time, the motor will no longer business or so. After Jammeh man go ahead. And until man close to Jammeh, intend Jammeh, Nenam na blow man dinol. But anene letter was a fenian, Kaitandiko. Jollof Bedogo men abota kalama. And Asute appreciate.
So that was a motivation to you.
Yes, that was a motivation to us. But when you are Jammeh, and yet later also what beauty contest, school beauty contest, Jolobuka participate.
Why?
Because I feel like we are more concerned with the education. Niko go to Gani Life Farm, schools are going to Gani Life Farm, Jolof Nenamanta. But Obe Nyaonya, where Niko Yajame Mbunyale. You understand? So Jolof, revolutionary in education, particularly IT education. And teaching of professional accounting in this country.
But now you are up running again, right?
Yes, we are up running. But if you close a business for 1 year, do you know how much it costs?
Yeah.
When my rent is costing me, maybe every 3 or 4 months, I have to pay 120,000. You close me for 1 year,
ngajela dole safro ke ila timeline o ako Mr. Kure ye kenol dila ako keno nyinne pour ye invest ka jolof plus ke fo keno dila wala fo ngola appreciation
you see ngo what is the issue ate mayor safero ke ate the MP yaya menteng mune fa ya te bula safero nga interview go fatu network ate tata e fayje ako keno natala mansa atebe mansa kunna mendo natala danta wala no tenu jolof te keno soto ya jamire kenoti you understand but what is the issue what is it that we invest in that so it's our asset so what is the question jumale be juma ninkal natala ate mariye interest soto on asset declaration woto atanim melbe political killing wala ngela asset declare le follow janni ba follow modo ko ila asset la ndamanke public official I'm a private businessman I have no right to tell anybody what I do with my asset. Luwa jumale ofo.
Nga ika man fote ngam bakole alba do. Because mbuka politician ol jeje la asset sol dik.
Aha, sa ni politician ol wel men nyanta ko wala nan kay ko itani molle be kukili mel yalon ko kabri yaya jamme botanyim banko kam. Wol mari nyol yela yala na flo kanne anda man kente ko koma. Nga jele. Ani nyim banko be boda kala nyim banko kabri be yaya investigate lankala assets. Almost $1 billion. $1 billion. Yana $1 billion umujoleti dollars. It's about $70 billion.
And we'll come to that.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about assets.
Yeah.
If you ask a private citizen what he does with his assets, then we have to ask public official 100 times where are the assets that they have chance to. You understand it? Nobody can redirect this narrative. We know where they are. We know what is happening.
But recently, the UDP, most of the others, people on social media, to file a new kind. What is going on? Najal kabita itare ko kerpatu NPP ning UDP 6 and 9 netito na constitutional one sort of money and the kettle. Kabing J alla kumul stata ka file nyo. And Kurang was one young most of the people were hailing him, even some of the UDP support sympathizers.
Yeah, I still have friends in UDP. I still have students there. You know, in all the political parties. But yeah, it's not about politics. UDP a chance the constitutional filing in 2017 when they were in the majority and not divided. Because the age limit changed with no hassle. They changed the protection of the parliamentarians, no hassle. You understand? They changed the other laws that are in their own interest with no hassle. So, sign all be constitutional clauses like Mune atin now constitutional of other clauses Malialango is spelling in parliament. Imam Falling at the time UDP was in full control of the parliament, majority wise. It's a question which still now ima answer no. Because Moli Yinkale Alifasa Lanol Kabiko and go, Alnasi Parliament, Nanin Constitutional, Naji being Ajabakesetombong, falling, killing. Muna Naumage. What reason? You understand? So that is point number one. Point number two, covering draft constitutional. Not 100 million spent. Now 100 million spent a draft constitutional not. Of course, 100 something million. Always near figure for a comment for a siawatile. Gondol account and all for explicit and implicit cost. It will explicit cost. Dapanso member Santo call of Dapanso member Duma or so near mem for always is on a siatote. So was spent already. Constitutional matter, yes, constitutional multi disagree no akan. It will let disagree that. It ada Abuja a conference of. Say mol yininga munang problem oti Abuja. Munational man d'accord no. Iko man d'accord kukilinela. Olom retroactive clause, which says that which refers to the president and molko loyal ko jamal leafo ko retroactive clause. What it anola constitutional. You can't tell me for ajida don't follow ko baroiji after 3 years. Okay. Oboda jen nata of an IG after 5 years. Oboda jen tebana be molle kono member for Gambaro IG after 10 years. But o Martina, ninga tonya jen tafola.
So o close ni manya na tarai.
retroactive clause abetar no la constitution on lualum me alonko like America ta ni ada da nyanta talal ko sanji keme fula fo faw so ibuka fenkije me alonko na kije aliwla kama ni aliw fata sama o man na faso to o man ke constitution o buka ke o is personalization. You understand? So nimbe order ferol jibel mbe baro jibel nya ma jibel wala nya bar lu adda nya o wote falen wol baro nyanta jilal okay baro matin na Gambia la loi ma kek nyame nya me yalon ka be mo killing o mo fla tan no o ma make sense. So these are the disputes, you understand? Yeah, well remember no what enteni tol tema remember Gambian call ni political party tema. You understand? So new disputes it only nyanta political responsibility tal kaje ko is solved. Same o 2020 boda je sai ka folo 2024 draft. O 2024 draft baro fana yo nati ay call ki ay kano ki fo calling kano tambita fana yalo na mota do monola. So because 1997 constitution wole baro favor and wole UDP fana favor no
2017.
Yes, Kabribe government, wole FMO, Nibe government, 2017 give you all the powers. 1997 constitution give you all the powers. So momo be power be momo bulu, I favor. So I borrow favor. So wala nantolgo nga give nyameng constitution on il after I see abekela political resolution. Okay. And what political resolution of Kabrin 2017 up to now, ni aja mantad republic sort of cabinet la power, executive power. Particularly or control jang all of UDP and NPP. So need to yellow difference all settle. Gambian all new constitution settle.
Najele ni 2024 draft ni mo close jamal siata jele especially oppositional man kondana ni banku di jamalo ko after the president's nala mandani bantama na ulta mota investigate la ko la mi ko lekal man sakunda ko mo jamal ba why that anim fana jorol mi ko le ba kele na man sakunda bula ngajele other political party man kontano le ko because Jammeh is not having the same thing yalong ko left all the president barola na man sakunda.
Yeah, but yalong immunity clause ate dunia kono dawdara ni at the end ni constitution of Jamal bije ni na duta ibe labanda Supreme Court.
Okay.
You know, and ngajele yankuba tura na ta janna ko immunity.
Yeah.
Mona gara. To lo akaya ne ko nimbango moli e kumandi wolom commission. Ibite dankulale ni nyinin kamen na yafu. Bon. So yalong dunia jang momoron yakafu nyari you reap what you sow. Mansasi smart nyawo nyarande. Asi constitution asi kol dundi nyawo nyarande ay jang a soti jang a fundi ya soti jang nyawo. Nillo menna ajita. Fero lebetar la je me yalong ayo dokol men soti je wol bebe wafasi la je la e bon. Loi be wala nyama. I go alala loi kola. Loi te kere membu ka fali. So the immunity here, yeah, I don't agree that there should muna nebe immunity kala je. If iklate fan, baro lata fan na lebang. Na lata fan na immunity is for what? Is what reason?
So draft 2024 draft one mo jamal ba is better ya 2020 ta maintain than the 2024 because Upo is the worst. No, of all, it will take Benyali because now 2020 in Tajel, 2024 in Tajel.
2020, Gambia Mojamal Dakota, meant the difference or treatment of maybe black clean and one to Blafla. But 2024, what are the most Seattle Fatabita, maybe Atamita Blanani or one to Blatang. I understand. Nindo failed, Nindo Fanang Asikeno, I failed because it follow be political consensus, Walaman Soto. Nimu political consensus, Nim political consensus, Constitution of Ketanya, Pedal. It always age limit falling na wato me 1997 na falling. But kabri age limit falling ya ina itandiko 1997 or age limit or wala mo itola problem bat. Aning protection of mayors and protection of the cross-carpeting chairmen and cross-carpeting MPs and cross-carpeting councillors. So itoling yung political class. Yalang Gambia no nyante la mo ila bakele. Yung political class you dream it because these people kabri ni sembo be mobu o sembo ateka wata akafanda dema wo imanya etulolo lawo. So mbebe vola mole foybe UDP le foybe NPP le wa. To nyamu kilineti. Kanolom. Na so moy kankono yolo le kabon. To nya fonteri abuga to nya tinya. Mole tonya fo nyo kila sallallahu alaihi wasallam ako ni lafte badi mama ko la night ni a tonyin afasa night tonyin droge afasa saibol kay night tonyin droge mba afasa la nyaadile ako night tonyin droge ala fae ko ay tonyin droge ni ko do wala nya mo man perfect pati man perfect ntabe doyle ba mo ma fo moy doy perfect say ni debe NPP warante be UDP ka bo hey UDP perfect woto ite UDP ning kila la pati ite wala tembe ando wote kenol
modol ko fang nimbe ko di dundol tinga dol fanan jel mi ko fanan ni la fan sum wollote fangol le wol ko why not 1997 constitution amendment le ye million ko mam beta ye bonde close on yanko lapto leg la faje mo jamal ko
wala nyanta kala ngo janni ya mente nyondol be kayan na sato ko nyanta men kala wala mi ye wuli sama somanda yeta ye bilol pass kajibe bilol me yalon ko ibe banko na fala ye bondi je hani bi wo man tambi hani mbe nyindi amo men na parliament na doko mo motinya the power of the reason for the legislative is to make laws nkela salary men jonke jo men na wolon ka loi dada oto luwal men bi je nyindi amo bebe keri nya mo ma fo parliament je altitano alesi ale loi jawol bondi Alléluia betol dundi.
Do you think this National Assembly is capable of that? Well, most of the time, gajele mo jamal ka men fo mi wolon ko nana national issue la ibuka step ta but nana la personal issue la kol mi an ko la jolal la fa ala wan so no ya wotli ka debate mo motol na ta janne ko jamal spend je wuro yi damale nyo bal mol ka men wolon ko NPP UDP and all of them in the parliament nana la interest la diga campaign but nana the national interest la division of so do you think they are capable of taking the Gambia forward?
No, because ngawala fo yalo itolela yela fonkol tale la salary yo la fa muna song ye song kala moy ba iman song ka wala nan kala Gambia ko la lal tulolo NPP tije UDP tije interest la bije kabri be la alawan sol tala la fois la fa la song kata parliament la mo hani hep mo ma moy kabri be motol dila nyol la moto balu me alongo ni werol selendi wero be finding ibuka tol jalbe lorin la te kunda marché auto ik song kata la ba iman song ka kabiri bela protection of cross carpet kabiri ba falin ay songata la bay man sonka because wo cross carpet ay mobile ay tol parliamentaire ay bele na fa mo moron ni na la tay isi bonyum parti do eta parti do tela seat loose la oto Gambian ko la sa an tol ka ñoo fa mu ne la ñul be parliament di be ñoo ko mala e bi man sonka atol ka foko al nga sonka katu Alhagie be PDOIS le na même fo manya na moy la alal lolo so wala nanga boy go the interest ni honeybee because parliament na time mamba you understand so nta for no like takela I don't know what they will do but inko nyanta kelale india mo membe caring the entrance clauses wada man kata referendum but in constitution ba for 2024 2020 1997 sama somanda parliament sitano jele majority ya be change andi amote tarlaje andi ni d'accord ta comme d'accord te la alawansol ni la moto balla nyamen sonkata kala nyim banko ka oto parliamentarian nolu ye hakilotu ye nyone no bula ye gambiano ya bula ka gambiano na fikiya ka mol fay nyokan anin kuma mesem folu ye ta ye constitutional pass ye constitutional clause by clause ye see ye padi mo anila alawansol pass nyame ye constitutional fanam pass wo nyama in sonko e banyim banko ban kan ay tuje entrance clause la whether entrance clause all man si afan
million ko bidar
ya jamme simple majority change than from simple majority from 50+1 to simple majority from all tata referendum all ka sita parliament la change ko to tol foy titano fa ye o fanan change bari nafiki yani hadumo wala bije so ni na reka bo Alhagie bunjam flala bawol bunjam sab I'm a private citizen, a private businessman. What is the problem?
So you have evidence to me alonko. You were working with the Jana Commission. Iko ku jamal kala jammi alonko tapale al siat nje. Kabi iba dung Jana Commission ale investigation ke jamela na flo ni do ku nyala ni mulian ko wolle suti atal ani fanam ala bayangon milian ko le babul. Then ni ka resign. You know how the system have been operating. Anong kabi resign nga jela jamela ni soldat ala dulal dami alonko da fongol bijele jatol ni wol be mo sa ko be kasara mo jamal ko aman sa kunda sino tele nyenta ko dulal to polo pour ka ke tourist visiting center ka je fenko no banko ka Fujana commission atol mo wajin wo time.
Ndema ke commissioner. Ndemu secretary.
Imo soja.
Nemen din am batu commissioner ya e man commissioner lo. Ndemu secretary la. You understand? Ikadin tele ya fo nyinket ngake yan sabe ya. Bari quand même boy. Nya jele fanan commission e arrangement ke ndafa ay letter of safe kata burwa hot and donkeys ke invite inata kanilai ye suwonati sulole after ngame inata dol move ke somebody la to take care of them the wildlife. But même Gambiano la sulo to manke bambol ni sulwolti. Gambiano la sulo menti wolom the assets adunta dami. Andu wo amanke amanjare yente nyinin ka wala. Mole nyinin karo kijane nyinin karo ma ansa. Adunta min dole. Jumale asang ay asan jolle la asan da nyaadile awa fita nyaadile mun regulation mun procedure la folota wolom Gambiano la nyinin karo. Anunte nga nyinin karo ke wolle la kabrimbe commission janni be bondi la je.
So yo le nyinin kala kol mantany.
Yes, yo le ngo yembondi je na de ko nyoko president ko do ko bla.
So because ye nyinin karo leke
nga nyinin karo me ya lo ga dun ta timility kulutol kono. So we are that timidity kulutol kono otumo UDP be sirin cabinet ini NPP 6 and 9. Ikafuta nyoma itade ko president nga nyimbondi dol ko president nyimu green net antana ni aja mambulo du nyokul. So but memma yala moy kam mo bondi no je sinya jafu am tamala ye même for president kabire president nyinin ga ko en alta minister nyinin ga wala cabinet pama wala hani bi mo malo me na yembon. You understand? But kam mem fo ni haje yembondi dalilo men bije wolon bankola na flole kasarada kabriya jamme bota jam ando hani bi imalla fi ngawole fo wala ne ka boy ko alaji ten alaji imalla fi wole fo andu wobe fola fo dunya e kip.
So akamuta commissioner la recommendation man fintinu je comme ñil ñanta declare la malle asset sol sa sanda jelle ma malle wo mi ko ngo nyam wo man fintinu je comme wo man ke recommendation mi yanko commissioner yake num ko.
Yeah, commissioner report sa fait a recommendation okay. Yes, but kufula le biye commissioner ya la to ko tamandi nyamen ndoli ya fole ko wotumo amantara taka nyam.
So commission was not going
ankanale one bari ngo nyaawo nyarandi hana amantara taka nyama pol bakita nyaawo nya hana keda bakito tabula tam. So yela report men nati so taro biye nyaawo nya let's still go and implement it. You understand? So this is where the problem is.
Okay.
Whole investigation o kita nyame so taro bijele sika ko bijele sai ya ko bijele ndenga wolle safe o ko la fanan kabirin report o fundita aketa nyame o ku kilin lem wonto murtana na kotaki. So it's two different levels.
So akamuta APRC on the Jamon Long of Noto Alliance. I come in before akamuta ifanan na long kamoli go ifanan ka finti ko le fo wato wadi ka fo jamela assessor nyim government ye kasara li atala nyote male kuma finti je mono ale tata nyam.
Andela follow yo fo jang nyim banko kam. Andu wala be kering. Wala mtonya.
So meaning did Jamme have every right to kaje ko wato kaman so kunda shoot towards those assets or no?
No, it's not about whether Jamme has a right
or not model
right.
ko sa civil
No, yalo mol si friend din jate sa fe nole. But kavo ko mol ya Jamme la asset sunya ma ye banko la asset sunya because already lual funditale lual me yalon ko yala assets luaya di bank Gambia government la o lual bijela no mobe boto kalamal. So no savena go ngamu photo. It's already decided that the assets belong to the state. Question momenti, if it belongs to the state, why should it go to individuals? Without due procedure. Wolom quote. Ko durang mol. Anu mol be alon membe caring.
So this government, how will you rate them then?
Borough government 49%. Yeah, in Tolkamen currently account 50% don't pass.
Okay.
They don't pass.
Fail.
Yes.
Why?
Why? Because we have a transitional agenda. Transitional agenda, which says one, to reform the government, reform the civil service, to make sure there is no corruption, reform the security, bring in a third republic, create a level playing field, eliminate corruption. Which one of them did we achieve?
Ni nyim foi ni nyin ka just few weeks back nga ila campaign manager nyin ka the same question la min chambo ako government is fighting corruption ila case jamal le samba kidi mulai bamba banjata as an example.
Only one example. Only one. Mele ya jamela puna flota ya pisi pasar wolle bamba banja chicken change yalo gambe nyina be keri ni motare sera kunda samata sinkilinga wala sunya ya nyapa kai ya lipa sa me ya long ka bunyang sunya ni mo na de blow ko sila wala tau. It's a problem. So that is what convinced me. 49% of ania ngadi barola because among tajirinte aitan.
Okay.
Comme membe ya jam mansakunda wala mu ya la problem ya strength of positive things nge fo jannen londo la carol. Yes. Ay interest oto la mol na fa janne dolbe parliament jabi wolbe para ni ya tijang wolbe tar la apparental ni ya man karamulo ay university tariandi ko wolbe tar la apparental ya maintain your sifal ngam fo ete wolta university of Gambia le dolta Malaysia le ko mo ya tijang mo tanne ka funti mo lulu mo wor when we went to university but kabrana ta university but the problem menti tajirinte ya mem mol ka fo afota TRRC wala mol la problem on Baroman what tajirinte yake wala na 49%.
Okay. Recently
not have 15% la do.
Recently dia on basiar wolon ko ko jila order di Sinju is Sinju ngama Sinju sorry pour ka je primary school ni effect ya wuli je ko mo ke individual model tam wol na ta kanyen do ni ga del tam titi bu ni la ya maro di pour ya wuli ngajele nyomoy bali afindi ta lani sade morning service man do min kila idol pia you will be hat lam ni class tanu je Barman sakunda kabra kita fobi maje ministry any press release one and education is very important bangola nyato tato. What is your take on that issue?
See, are you talking about repossession of land or education?
School on primary school on mi along ko iko infect je. Ima sorry.
Yeah, I mean maybe ngaje little bit too much information now. So you have but I have seen something but I know it's a land dispute.
Land dispute.
Yeah, and you know yalong everything there are thousands and thousands of land disputes in the Gambia. For yalong, for malong, it at in district tribunal also. In sefo la kiti blalu. Ika mentara je walamu land dispute. Kiti obeka ke wol. And Kabriya Borajang promise part of the transitional agenda is that there should be a land commission to comprehensively deal with all the land issues. But often monkey. So ya jamme ko men yakandi mol dunta nyola do la lanta do sis and we have the power to change that and reform it kamol la lanyol murundi kanka ko dispute benyamen ka bondi je ka sonkol bondi. But why we didn't do it? This is one of the reasons why the Barrow government has failed.
Security aspect no kuon bokol tereng kan ngal ne watu
time
was hakilo bulandi albe reality tv gamra jibe kan albadi ma ama jollo program yim fenan kalen nim biol keta Alhagie Mamadi Kurang nga program mi di currency ka jibe roke fanna la min keta political la ko mbo nyam banko nyin tanyal ka tereng do mon mbari watu min jaman sia currently security nyim keta ko mi an ka mo jahali bake nyo fanning anya pen kon lo siarim banko nyin kam bakele what is your take man sakunda nyanta kamine ke pour ka je ka falindro ko fannal.
Yeah, I mean, the same thing. There was a security sector reform that was promised. And I don't think the government has delivered on the security sector reform. Because legal security sector reform, it requires lots of things to normalize the situation. So, wala reform balia is one of the reasons. All these security issues are happening. And it's paramount, it cannot be avoided. So I'm urging the government to implement the security sector reform.
In short, finally, do government na sort what will be the expectation of citizens? Banko may expect lala party will banko yima.
Transformative agenda to transform the system, the economic, the political, the legal, the social, the health, the educational system. Pour kaje ko Banko dingli tara in charge of how to run their country and how to run the resources. To make sure that the productive resources yetara banko dingli blokono. Ya ndol na da jane ni interview gabo ndol mu capitalist like no, it's not about ndol capitalist, ndol social. What you own, même muy tati, ite mari fane nyanta kango soto. Why is it that sand mining, niko sand mining, oh, mo bango dingli mo kalan sand mining adunta dame. Bango la sand dunta dame. Fishing, need other fishing. Iko like you know the trawlers la and so on. It's our resources. Need other bagao, you ask the fishermen, funding will be able to tolbuka nyeoje. Ba on tola kulung man sembo so the Chinese all ning European all line kulung no nata ni afai dame wum nin tol tata mbuka femuta. So where is the empowerment? So the number one priority of the government is the empowerment of the citizenry by putting the means of production into the hands of the people. Of course, we know it will need capacity training, getting people prepared with the necessary skills. So that, and it's very similar to the models that I studied in Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur, Singapore, Taiwan. And the way they adapt to put the resources in the hands of the citizens, you have to prepare the ground for it. So the government will prepare the ground. I mean, in terms of empowerment, skilled labor, enhancing it, training the people, and then the resources will be able to be easily controlled. Then we can reprocess. Saying that Saro factory to have a cooperative bank to make sure that the financing because capital is everything. Whether it's, I don't know what kind of economic system you want to talk about, without capital, you cannot move. So to empower the capital, you have to create a national fund, sovereign national fund. That's what they have in Singapore. That's what they have in Norway. Okay. And they are some Switzerland. They have some of the, in America, every reasonable economy has a sovereign wealth that can be used to give funds to the people and the productive people. Allocation of resources. Dunia Sonko be atata nata. Economic system is about allocation of resources. Okay. But if it at always here in government, everything is loan, the NPP, everything is about borrowing, the UDP, NGO. I have never seen the word where NGOs and loans develop a country in economic history. So it's a wrong model. To change a system is to change about one, how the resources are allocated. Two, who is in control of those resources. Three, what is the response? What is the level of preparedness of the citizenry to handle those resources? And four, the distribution, etc., etc. So that is the transformative agenda, including all the other things that make it work, the legal system, to make it so it works for the people, the devolution of power from the top to the bottom, to make sure that the citizenry have a chance. You go there, I'll cover VDC, I'll tell you to develop. VDC, yo, to live in the control chairman. We
have been seeing ministers in social media.
About what?
Minister of Youth and Sport bakar pa janing funding kile safro ke kai ko ibani ngir futo mina monsula wala sula da siro da ko kalta la area council wala nyanda ka mini pa ko.
Yeah, because there is the dispute that is not clear. The area council ya another topic like for another interview because it's a mess. Wow, don't be like give us more power. Say your power ding nam fa detail ite obe dunya mo kono ka give us more power. Come on.
Abar ka ba ke Mr. Kurang kamu da wato min sura da yaman siya ba ka bar batin lamba jay la wato min ta kum ngamu tin jam balundo fa nan jibel mi yanko ba fanna jamal jibel banko nyinkang awto ka jibelal tendu ke jamil yalon kolle ben jibe kan ba da fan tendu lamba jay la wato min ta Mr. Kurang abar ka ba kan